Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you're all having a great day. I know I am. I feel energized. I feel ready to make this video for once. I'm not like tired or just exhausted. I got my appendicitis sorted out. The wound got infected, but you know what? Who cares? I fixed it. Everything's good. I just feel good for once, and I want to record this video with a lot of energy and just enjoy. So, as always, I'm gonna react to custom keyboards that you guys send me through my Discord server, discord.gg/Hamaji, and I'm just gonna give my honest takes on it. If it's something that I don't personally like, I'll say why. If it's something I like, I'll just enjoy it and we can enjoy the keyboard together. And of course, all the comments I make aren't fact. Like, I'm not like the best custom keyboard maker. Everything I say just comes from preference and personal experience. It's just preference in the end. So yeah. Anyways, let's get started with the first keyboard that comes from Revelation. It's a Tofu 60 black with a GK61X PCB with O-ring mod on standoffs for cheap gasket mount feels. Keycaps are Tai-Hao white on black. Stabs are lubed cherry plate stabs, and the switches are lubed novelty creams. Okay, so the photos actually look pretty nice. I actually really like how this looks, like the black on white, and I like his style of photos. Like, it's just really clean. The wood and the black looks really nice together, and the little what are they called? Succulents. I don't know why they're called that. It's such a weird name. Anyways, you guys may have noticed that the PCB has been O-ring modded. So the O-ring mod on the standoffs is basically having like two little small circles of rubber, and you guys put it on the standoffs and on top of the PCB, and then you screw them together. There's a whole video on it, which is really good. I forgot who made it, but I'll link it somewhere. So the Tofu keyboard is a tray mount, and so when you screw it on, it's a very harsh point of contact, and so it makes the typing experience feel very stiff, and it can make the board sound very hollow. So by having the O-ring, you basically make it softer, and it's kind of like a gasket mount. It's like a budget gasket mount. He's done that here, which is very interesting, so I definitely want to take a look at it. Novelty creams, pretty scratchy, but we'll see. Maybe he's done a good job with them, and it sounds pretty good. So let's take a look. Ooh. That spacebar. That's nice. Dude, that spacebar is thocky as hell. Super deep. Yeah. Wow. That's actually pretty good. It does not sound like, it doesn't sound hollow or like pingy. That's super smooth. So the actual board itself sounds pretty good. I don't hear any hollowness. I think there is a bit of hollowness, but I think his room is also super echoey. The switches sound pretty good. They don't sound overlooped or anything. They don't sound scratchy. Pretty good stuff. The spacebar is super thocky and smooth. I like it. The only thing is that his backspace and his enter keys are like a bit mushy from what I can hear. So I think he overlooped the stabs. But other than that, that's like a great board. I think the O-ring mod like works. Like, I mean, not that I doubted it before, but I mean, for a Tofu board, that's pretty good. I'm impressed. Good job, Revelation. Our next keyboard comes from deezynutz. He has what is this? This is a Prime E gasket mount. Switches are milky topped alpacas, lubed with 205G0 filmed with Deski's films, spring swap to 75 grams TX 16mm springs, plate materials palm, keycaps are HK Gaming black on white, stabs are Duroc V1 and V2, Milmax with 0305s. Okay, wow, well first of all, the board looks very unique. So I'm guessing that the keycap set from HK Gaming doesn't have like the Alice support for the spacebar, so he has to put the backspace and enter key to like support it. It's so scuffed. Like the keycaps are super scuffed on this. Oh, he's even spelled Hamaji Neo. That's adorable. The engraving is super nice too. The typing test is a bit scuffed, but let's take a look. Oh my god, the phone is moving too. Bro. Why are you snapping? It's so scuffed! It's so scuffed! Well, it sounds great. Like, it really sounds amazing. Like, super snappy and clean and everything. The milky topped alpacas actually sound really good. The stabilizers sound amazing. Yeah, it just I don't know what else I can comment on. Like, this is a great board. I just wish it was recorded better, but you know, thank you, deezynutz. Appreciate it. So I don't know about you guys, but I always check my phone right before I get out of bed. It's the first thing I do. I check social media and I never really get anything done. It's just a lot of aimless browsing that can result in me spending an hour or more in bed doing absolutely nothing. But that's where today's sponsor, Morning Brew, comes in. Morning Brew is a free daily newsletter that gets you up to speed on business, finance, and tech news in 5 minutes. It is absolutely perfect for people who want to stay up to date with the business and tech world without having to spend hours reading boring articles or watching boring videos, and plus it's just a great way to start your day. And the best part is that it is completely free and it takes less than 15 seconds to subscribe, so I highly recommend you check it out. Big thank you to Morning Brew for sponsoring today's video, and back to the video. Ugh. Alright, next keyboard comes from Buckley Boy Gang, and this is a pretty interesting one. So the case is a semi-custom IBM 6788 case. The plate is bolt modded plastic. Switches are buckling springs with solenoid for extra sound. The stabs are regular wire stab stock. Keycaps are IBM 6788 keycaps mixed with Wheel Rider 3 keycaps. The desk mat is Titan Wolf Gold Cyberwolf. That is huge. Oh my god, that is massive. That is the longest keyboard I've ever seen in my life. Holy. I think I have, do I have buckling springs? I don't think so. So I have two old keyboards. So one of them uses Cherry MX Blacks. So I suppose these are what people would call vintage MX Blacks. And this is keyboard number 2, which is a little bit more ancient. No, they're not. They're something like membrane. These are membrane switches. To go back to my original point, I do not own buckling spring keyboards, so I've never tried them. But yeah, let's take a look. That's so pingy, man. My god, that space bar. So yeah, buckling. Imagine hearing that. Imagine like being in that generation. Like I'm so grateful that we have mechanical keyboards now, and like, but imagine being in an office where there's like at least 50 of those and everyone's just typing away. Wow. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing. Is that even a custom keyboard? Our next keyboard comes from Why Are You Running AxiomStudios. So this is a J02 keyboard. The switches are black cherry pie, BCP, H1 bottom, JWK bottom with cream stem and cherry top. The MX lock switch on caps lock. Springs are Sprit 63.5 gram slow springs, lubed with 205G0 on the housing only and 106 on the spring. There's a carbon fiber plate and keycaps are MT3 Susuwatari. Okay, so the J02 is a board that I never got or looked into a lot. Like I've always wanted to try one of these because it looks nice. I think Teha also did like a really nice photo shoot with these. Let's take a look. Damn. That is stocky as well. Damn, that's nice. Very clean sound. I don't hear any like pinging or hollowness either. I don't like that he put that other switch on the caps lock. It just ruined the whole thing. Spacebar sounds really well tuned. Very, very well tuned. Oh, the enter key though. You guys are crazy. Like, I don't understand how you guys do like half these things with your boards. Like, it looks like it takes so much effort. Only thing that would make this board god tier, like this specific build, is if he didn't put the MX lock switch on the caps lock. I get the idea behind it, but like if it was just all the same switch, I think it would have been like one of the best boards I've ever listened to. This is just great. Thank you. Why are you running? All right, next keyboard comes from dutchmasterw. So this is an Iron 165 graphite by Smith & Rune. The plate is brass. Switches are navy lubed with 3203 and desk keys filmed. The stabs are Durox Smoky V2 lubed 205G0 and dielectric grease on the wire. Keycaps are GMK Striker R1. You can never really go wrong with GMK Striker, or as some people call it, the Tifu keycaps. It just looks great. I like the gray and blue, really nice. Iron 165 is like one of the most like visually appealing boards in my opinion. Just like the badge on the top right and everything just looks clean as hell. Desk mat, maybe not my thing, but this still just looks great. And I love the artisans on the board. Like the blue and black just fits really well. So let's hear how it sounds. Ooh. Oh, that spacebar too, man, that is nice. Great, that is wonderful. It's like a nice in between of a bit of like that deep sound signature as well as that like clacky or higher pitch like tones at the end. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It like goes back and forth between talky and clacky, which is just really nice. That spacebar is so smooth. I love it. Enter key is tuned really well. Spacebar tuned amazingly. It has a bit of pop as well. Shift key sounds great. That is a great sounding board. I really like that. That's just, I think that's a really good example of a premium board that just sounds really good and looks amazing. Like, I'm not sure how much this would be worth. This is probably like above like $500 US easily, I'm pretty sure. So thank you, Dutch Master. Our next keyboard comes from Lysol. It's a GeonWorks F18X. Oh man, I've always wanted to try one of those. Dang it. The switches are lubed and filmed 63.5 gram memsicles, which are milky top creamsicles, with 205G0 and 107 on springs. The stabilized keys have 70 gram TX long springs and are filmed with Desk Keys films. The stabs are lubed, stem polished, and wholly modded cherry pre-tool clip-in stabs with Duroc wires. Lysol, I don't know what to tell you, mate. I think you've... Nah, I'm not even gonna say anything. Like, the switches just sound absolutely insane and they should sound really good. I've never heard of a stem polished stabilizer. Like, at that point, wouldn't you just use... Like, you could afford an F18X and the milky top creamsicles. Like, why not just use Duroc stabs instead of using... I don't know, maybe it's better. I don't know. It looks good. It's good. Let's just hear how it sounds, man. I'm scared. This is why I do this series, just so I can hear boards like this. It's so poppy and this... Oh, that is nice. I like this a lot. It's like this creamy, poppy sound. This is great. Spacebar sounds amazing as well. GMK Oblivion looks sick as always. Absolutely beautiful. Spacebar is solid. I love it. That is a clean board. I like it. Only thing is, enter key, the other stabs need a little bit of work, and I think you just might as well just use dark stabs at that point. Like, I don't know. Am I allowed to be mad? The memsicles, the memesicles, I don't know what to call them. They sound great, and I really want to try them out one day. And yeah, the board just sounds great. I have very mixed feelings about this. Like, everything about it is great, from the keycaps to the board to the switches. Just the stabs, I don't know why you've gone through the trouble of stem polished, and I'm angry because I don't understand it. Regardless, Lysol, this is a great board. You should be very proud of it, and I like it. Just the stabs, that's all. Our next keyboard comes from ShadowKeebs with a Mode 80 Deep. Plate materials aluminium, keycaps are GMK Hennessy. Switches are Holy Bobas, Boba U4 housing with Halo True stem, and lube is Crytox 205G0. Stabs are lubed and Band-Aid modded Duroc V1s. Mode 80 just always looks great. These photos are pretty nice, and I like the little Holy Bobas you have in the bowl. That's pretty cute. Mode 80 for me, at least with the majority of the sound tests I've heard, never disappoints. So I have very high expectations for this. Oh, let's go. Jeez, man. That backspace, what the hell? Oh man, I'm usually linear gang, but some tactile boards just hit different, man. Woo! I'm gonna leave a like on this. This is good. Man, I like how this sounds, dude. Mode 80, crap, I should build my Mode 80. I hear a bit of rattle, actually. And the spacebar, interesting. But it's hidden because it's a tactile switch. Naughty, naughty, you teasing me. Okay, he didn't touch his stabs. I'm assuming to hide the rattle, but yeah, tactiles are really good at hiding rattle. Like, that's one thing I've learned. So if you're lazy to mod your stabs and you are afraid of your board sounding rattly, just get tactile switches and like you won't even notice, man. Like it's so great at just masking everything. The board itself sounds great. The holy bobas are really good, but I do think that yeah, if the stabs were improved, I think that's the only thing I would suggest. But this is a great sounding board. ShadowKeebs, you should be really proud. I love it. Our next keyboard comes from nosleepclub. The keyboard is an Alpine 65 by AxiomStudios. Switches are U-stem Moss linears lubed with 205G0 and 151 springs. Stabs are C3 stabs lubed with XHT BTZ with pads underneath. Keycaps are GMK Botanical. Alright, before we begin this, hold on. So spoiler alert, I actually have the Alpine 65 and Botanicals. So this guy basically stole my idea for my next custom keyboard build, which, you know, a little bit mad, but this should sound amazing. I mean, the photos look great. I've never tried U-stem Moss linears, but I have listened to them on these videos before. C2 stabs for me usually don't work that well. They sound scratchy and they have a lot of rattle, but maybe he's done them better than I have. So let's take a look. All right, I like this. Oh man, I love this succulence, dude. Ooh. First thing I want to say is that this sounds very compressed. Like there's not a lot of like that deep, thocky, rich sound, but also not too much of the clacky. It's like right in the middle and it's super like compressed, if that makes sense. Also, he's pressing the spacebar with his right index finger. I don't know how to feel about that. I think the board overall just sounds great. The linears sound great on this board. And yeah, it's a very compressed sound. So I guess I know what to expect with my Alpine 65 build. Thank you for stealing my idea, nosleepclub. You are banned from my Discord server. Our next keyboard comes from Bryan Hempstead. It's a KBD 5 degree, 60% E yellow. PVC. Switches are Holy Pandas, lubed with Krytox 205G0. Interesting choice. Stabs are TKC XNK Bushindo. Keycaps are NPKC PVT side print. And he also has DC60 foam. Okay, so these are some of the best shots for a board I've ever seen. That is so clean. Look at these photos. My god. My friend owns the yellow 5 degree from KBD Fans, and it does not look this good. Like, he's just made this board look in top tier. It gives me some Rama Works vibes, which I really like, and I think the escape key novelty is a perfect fit for it as well. Holy Pandas lube with 205G0. As long as you don't overlube it, it should sound pretty good. I know Wildcat lubes is Holy Pandas with 205G0, and that's all preference. So let's take a look. Ah, that's just precious. Oh my god. Oh, that's amazing. The Holy Pandas sound a little bit overlubed. There is like, I don't hear that tactility that you normally hear with Holy Pandas. Spacebar is a lot of rattle. Enter key 2. I love the references, man. Thank you. So the board doesn't sound pingy or hollow, which is what me and my friend experienced when we built the 5 degrees. So I think the foam really helped. The Holy Panda sound a bit overlubed, or just because it's 205G0, so it's a little bit thicker, so it gets rid of that tactility. Only thing is, yeah, the stabilizers still need a little bit more work, and I think that's the only comment I can really make. But the board itself is great. I love what you've done with the photos. Like, best looking photos I've seen for a keyboard in my videos. So like, just work on the stabs and you'll be good. Our next keyboard comes from Anzel. It's a Savage 65 that is dampened with shelf liner and polyfill at the spacebar area with a palm plate. Switches are Dojicons. Oh man, I've never tried. I've heard a lot about Dojicons, but I've never tried them. The lube is 205G0, 1 of 5 oil on the springs and film with Desky's films. The stamps are C2 stamps, lube 205G0 and XHD BDZ. The stamps are Dog V2 stamps for the spacebar, Epsi modded, lube is 205G0 and XHD BDZ. The keycaps are EPPTX GOC. First of all, I think the white and blue looks great on the black case, really nice. Yeah, let's hear how it sounds. Oh. Damn, the Dojicons sound good. Yeah, I mean, like, the bottom out sounds super crisp. I don't know how else to describe it. Like, that bottom out is just a nice, like, nice little thunk. Really great. Yeah, snappy. I think snappy is the word. It just has a very nice snappy sound. Spacebar could use a little bit more work, but other than that, like, that is a very clean sounding board and I like it a lot. Like, this is just a great board. Really well done. So Anzel, good job. Yeah, the Dojicons on the palm plate, amazing choice, especially the Savage 65. This is just an amazing board. 65% as well, so you get my approval for the layout. Overall, Anzel, really good board. I like it. Alright, I think that's enough sound test for one day. Thank you to everyone who submitted a keyboard. I really appreciate it. If you guys want to join in for the next video, make sure you join my Discord server, discord.gg/Hamaji. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please consider subscribing and pressing the like button and supporting me by following me on Instagram and Twitter @Hamaji and becoming a member like these amazing people if you click the join button down below. As always, thank you for your support and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.